This is your storefront console. Here I have created one store. Create store. You can see these options: store name, delivery controller, remote access, authentication method. This is your store URL.
Mm.
End user is going through the Citrix receiver to the store URL and accessing the store. Or end user is going to the website. Is a website means HTTP HTML5, which can be HTML5 can access your application through the
You are
web browser,
uh,
like here. It's a web browser. It's not any Citrix receiver or anything. Then you need to provide the name of the store. Next, here you need to add your controller server, which is here is a DDC01 dot citrix.com, and this for option server are load balanced. This option is for in case in the ideal or the as suggested by Citrix, we use multiple delivery controllers. So if in case you are using single, is a single you can add here. But at the in the case of multiple delivery controllers, you need to add multiple delivery controllers over here and check this option to load balance the delivery controllers. Any request comes to storefront and through storefront is going to the delivery controller, that is load balanced. Means it's not going to the towards one delivery controller only. If first request is going to the first delivery controller, second will go to the second delivery controller. It's a round robin process. For load balancing, is for always follow the round robin process, and same process is applied in the NetScaler in case of we are using NetScaler as a load balancer. Okay, so I click OK, and next remote access. If I want remote access, I will enable and put the NetScaler gateway appliance address here. It's a URL, display name, and the URL of NetScaler gateway, and it will add it over here. And I can find the if any NetScaler in my environment, I can find out here. So I'm not using NetScaler. So again, it's a username and password. While I'm using Active Directory, only Active Directory. In case of um, MFA, it's a multi-factor authentication. Like first you need to log in through your user ID and password, and after that you will get a uh, uh, text message on your mobile, and that message you need to put there. That is a MFA, multi-factor authentication. In that case, you can use smart card, SAML, SAML authentication, or the NetScaler key. Okay, but here I am using only Active Directory. That's why it's a username and password. Next is giving you the URL. Make default store for PN agent. Once I will click on create, it will create the
so
store.
PN agent क्या है इसमें?
PN agent is not in use these days. It was used in 5.4, 5.5, or 5.6.0.
Okay.
It's a program neighborhood agent. Okay, so now you can see the URL is created over here, and once you go to the IIS, just go to the command prompt and type IIS. You will get the IIS detail. Is the IIS and you need to open the Internet Information Services, then open the IIS Manager, and you will get this page. It's a IIS Manager. Go to the default, is a Citrix and Citrix Web 123. Browse this page, you will get to the you will go to page, that is here. Okay, now suppose you are a user, so from outside you need to access this URL and you will get all the applications and desktop. Then you need to open the application. That is a process. User have only access on the web store, nothing else. Okay, but you are administrator, so you have access on this server, DC server, delivery controller, and you can manage the delivery controller. Okay, if suppose I want to delete this, I can remove this store. Is a method how to remove this, or if you want I can configure one more store to show you. Okay, store services, you can see it's a Citrix to web, and now as I think this would be not accessible because the store has been deleted. So it's a store web, Citrix store web is accessible, but this would not be accessible. Okay, because I have deleted this. Again, this is store web. Okay, now I am going to the configuration. Either you will right click on the store, you will get the configuration options, or the same options you can get service store here. First, manage delivery controller. In case you want to add or remove any delivery controller, just click here, edit, you can add. Okay, clear? Is it
Yes,
taking
sir.
the site name, and the site name is here, is the site, showing you the site. Same name you need to put here. Is the display name, site, which is your site name. If it's a Citrix site, you need to put here Citrix site, and you can say the delivery controller is supportable for Citrix Zen Desktop and Zen App 7.5 or 7.0 or higher. Zen App 6.5 or lower means it can be used for Zen App and Zen Desktop as well as for Zen App 6.5. VDA in a box is another application. Zen Mobile is another application from Citrix. Okay, so one more thing I can show you here, advanced setting. All fails bypass duration. Bypass duration is 60 seconds. Maximum fail server request 0. TTL, time to leave 200. Why once you are you run command ping, you can see it's a TTY or TTL over there. Suppose ping AD. Now you can say TTL.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing as here. It's a time to leave, ticket time to leave. It's a 200. It's showing 200. The time in second. Okay. It's a canceling this. Cancel. Next one, configure unified experience. If you are using any store, you set the unified receiver experience as the default of this store. After selecting this option, the end user receiver client display the new receiver for web user interface when you access this store through the store URL. Okay. Okay. Store URL means this one. This is your store URL. Store web. Next option, manage authentication method. Here I am using username and password only. So manage password options. Allow users to change password. Use reminder setting. Active Directory group policies. Okay. Anything you can use customize reminder. 10 days. Okay. Means whenever user will user password is going to expire before 10 days, user will getting the start getting the reminder to update the password. Okay. In advance, install uninstall authentication method, but it's not required, is by default. Okay. Also you can, if you are using MFA, you can use smart card or whatever terminology used in your company is a uh, smart card or the SML, you can use it here. Okay. Next one, manage receiver for website. Yes. Configuration. Before that, I want to classic experience disable is a Citrix web store is a showing disabled classic experience. I'm just configuring it. I'm enabling this website currently provides an unified experience to end user across multiple devices. Enabling classic experience will disable the unified experience result to the receiver also using the classic. Is that disabled classic or enable classic? It means only your look will get changed. So just need to refresh this one. Need to refresh this one. Next one, authentication method. I already shown you is how to change these options or select this website shortcut. If I want to put any shortcut for the website, I can add it here. Hmm? Here get shortcut for receiver. This is the shortcut. Just copy this and add this here. But it's asking here for the HTTPS. But currently I'm using HTTP. So that's why it is not accepting this and showing the error. How can I fix this? I will tell you later, just after this screen. Instant deploy Citrix receiver, install locally. Session setting is a server communication attempt one. Only one attempt user can try on the server. Then communication timeout duration 3 minutes means 180 seconds. Then session timeout 20 seconds. Once you logged in into the web storefront URL, your session timeout time is 20 seconds. Sign in timeout is 5 minutes. Okay, workspace control here. So the connect button, show disconnect button, and this one client interface setting, application and desktop view on receiver for web. Both view, so both view or auto launch desktop, and this is the default settings. Advanced settings, here is the main thing. ICA file cache expiry 90 is a 90 is the second. You can see here the number of seconds
Yes.
is the icon resolution. This one loopback communication, and this is the loopback port number for using HTTP is 80. I'm just canceling this and going to the HTTP or HTTPS edit. I'm enabling HTTPS. Okay,
Yes.
so now I will try to access through HTTPS. Okay, so these all are related to the store configuration, and here is the related to the Netscaler gateway. I think if I am using an load balancer or the gateway side or is a netted, because for the security purpose, while user is connecting from the internet or from anywhere in the world, it's it could be a hacker or it could be a mm, uh, user. So to protect our environment from hackers, we never disclose the real IPs to the outside world. For that, we use Netscaler. Netscaler is a security device. It's also used for the load balancer. It's also used for the Netscaler gateway. It's used uh, for many things. Once you go to the Citrix website and you try to download the Netscaler, it will show SD-WAN or ADC. So suppose I have created a Netscaler, and on the Netscaler I have created a website ABC. So that is not the real website. But here, while I'm managing this, I need to add the Netscaler gateway IP here, the URL, and the name of the Netscaler, so that it can be connect with the Netscaler authentication. So whenever user comes from the outside, it hits the Netscaler first, and Netscaler redirect the user to our storefront URL. Same thing is a beacon. Is a beacon's point are used to determine whether users are connecting from internal network or the external network. Do you know what is the internal network or external network? Internal network, it means within the office premises or the office environment. That is internal. Or external means you are coming from the internet or outside the world, outside of your company, in some other network. Some you are connecting, trying to connect to the some other network. So for that, it always create the internal and external beacons. Beacons are the connecting point. So once user will hit to the Netscaler gateway URL or the Citrix URL, it will hit the beacon point. So two external address that can be resolved from the internet are required. Means you need two external beacons or two external URLs. Like one is yahoo.com and another is google.com or uh, uh, outlook.com. You need to add here, and that URLs would be connected to the network. Okay, that is
Hmm.
Always a interview question asks that what is beacon. Beacons point are used to determine where user is connecting from internal or external. So for external, we use always two URLs to configure beacon. That is separate. And then manage NetScaler, export multi-stores. If you have store services, you can uh, here I have only store services. Store services, select all, export. So receiver config is exported, and in case of anything we can also import that. It's a server group. In server group, add a server. So once you click on the add on the server, before that you need to prepare another storefront server in which you have to install the storefront. Once the storefront is installed, you will click on the first server, you need to click add server, and it will provide you the authorization server and code. This code you need to put on the second server, and that server will connect with the server group. On that server only you need to install the storefront. Rather than that, all the configuration, the second server will pull from the this store. In the server group, you can add maximum 5 number of servers, and all servers will pull the configurations from primary server or the first server, and all 5 servers will be the load balance. Okay.
Hmm.
Apart from this, also will show you the policies, how policies work. Suppose I am creating a policy first. Create a policy. Can anyone tell what is active write back?
To write back बताया था सर याद नहीं आ रहा
Active write back registry. Okay. Here first I am showing you the load management. What is keep alive?
Keep the system on.
That keep alive is the session is showing the system is live.
keep alive is a policy setting that keeps the contains the policy setting for the
Okay.
ICA.
Is a load management. You can see is a load management, and these are the load management policies. Apart from this, you can say profile management, and these are the profile related policies. Also, we can apply profiles uh, policies from Windows. To apply this from Windows is the option to go to the gpedit.msc group policy editor. So once you run this command gpedit, you
Okay.
will directly jump to the group policy editor. And here you can see the classic administrative templates, right? Is it visible?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just removing this and close. Now the classic administrative templates has been removed. So this is the basic of the baseline of the group policy editor. And what I'm going to do is a 7.15 Zenap and Zen desktop installer ISO file. Inside the ISO, I'm going to the X64. Here is the profile management. and inside this is the profile management installer, and this is ADM template. Inside the ADM template is a different languages. I'm going to the EN, means English.
Yes.
Here is a CTX profile 713,000 ADM file. I just have imported the ADM file on the desktop, and now add remove and importing the ADM file from desktop to this one in the group policy editor and close it. Now I have added the ADM file, and just now I can see the template activated over here. Just go to the template, Citrix. This inside is the profile management. You can see enable profile management. It's a enabled, path store enabled. Apart from that, I'm going to here profile management, Active Directory action is a write back, active write back registry, and all these policies I can see here. Active write back, okay, enabled. Active write back registry, enabled. Apart from that is the profile handling, delete local cache profile on log off, enable. Local profile conflict handling, again I am going to the profile management, is a path to user store. I put this path over here. I'm just keeping this one. Copy. And it's a hash SAM account. It means whenever a new user comes, it automatically creates the profile folder with the name of that user. And same role of this. So the folder Windows/profile was stores the user setting in the subfolder called Windows WK3 and user store. If profile versus system is environment variable, this is the environment variable. Same thing, SAM account, share name is a SAM account, copy. It stores the user setting to the UNC path, server share John Smith. If John Smith is login, inside this share stores the profile with the name of John. Is a Tom Butler is logging into the server, inside the profile folder, a folder will created with the name of Tom Butler.
Tom.
Okay, clear? And now I have configured the policies. So base of the policies I have configured from Windows, and from Citrix I am just going to click here is enable the same policy. I'm enabling the same policy from here also. App data path, blah 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 blah. Profile path, desktop path, path to user store is asking here the same thing. I'm putting it over paste. No. It's the same profile I have configured there. Okay. So it's a Windows ED slash ISO slash FILE slash base. Hash Okay.
Yes.
Next. Now is asking where I want to apply the policy. It's a delivery group. Yes, if I have a delivery group, I can add this. Search. It will show me the delivery group. XYZ. Okay. Delivery group type OU. I have also can apply this on OU. Browse. It's a computer. Okay. On computers. Next. Policy. Okay. The policies has been applied over here. Now what I'm going to do in the previous okay. And once it is done, I will install the profile management application on all VDA servers. It's asking for the repair. Okay. Means it's already installed previously. Also the PBS. Okay. Windows ISO profile. Finish. Finish. Also, I need to install this on the once you reach to the profile location you need you will find the so once you reach to the profile share you get the profile of administrator or any of the user abc xyz123. So in case user is facing any issue at that time you need to say update user to log off completely from Citrix environment and then you need to the rename the folder as a .old. Okay, and once user will log on next time a fresh profile will created at the profile store with the same name. Clear?
Mhm.
And if your profile uh, is working fine here it will show that updating the profile. Yes, Citrix profile manager, please wait for the user profile management applying profile is applying correctly but I don't know why it's going to the default one, so I need to check that. Here going to the machine catalog, creating a new catalog over here. Why is getting slow? because here only one machine is added. So now we have two more machines, the PVS and VDA. So click create machine catalog. Either I can add machines from here. Suppose you are getting one request to add a new machine in the existing machine catalog. So click on the add, PVS, search the machine over here. It should be show green. Okay, it's showing green. It means VDA agent is installed over here. Okay, and next, finish. Now we can see there are two machines in the same catalog. It's showing two. Double click on this. Can anyone tell me why DDC is showing one registered while I have DDC1, PVS, VDA over here? This machine is registered and this one unregistered. Because right now DDC is powered off. It's not, you can see DDC is here. Okay, that's why it's showing unregistered. So in case you are getting a unregistered message, it means machine can be powered off or the service uh, desktop service is not running on that. How to get the desktop service? I already updated in the previous video. Services.msc. Go to the services.msc. If server is powered on and after that it's showing unregistered, so in that case you need to go to the check the Citrix desktop service and you need to restart this service. Okay, this service is responsible to communicate with the DDC. Clear?
Yeah.
And you can say it's a PVS, PXE, boot, other services are here because PVS is already installed in the server. So main service of PVS is PVS SOAP service. This one is a PVS SOAP service, Citrix PVS SOAP. One more service is a TFTP, is a boot P, PVS VM agent, and next one is telemetry service. These are the main services. Okay, same thing. I want to create a new machine catalog, but I will not create. I will add one more machine over here, that is PVS, that is VDA. Add one more computer, VDA. It's a VDA. Okay, okay, it should be green. Okay, it's a green symbol is showing that VDA agent is installed on the server. Okay, and it's a finish. Once I have created the machine catalog, we need to create the delivery group with the same machine catalog because I have only one machine catalog. But previously, only one server was installed or on that machine. But now in machine catalog, we have three servers. So we can create one more delivery group. Create a delivery group. And remember, we have only one machine catalog. And using that machine catalog, we are creating multiple delivery groups. Okay. So one server is already used in the delivery group. Now we have two servers that are showing here. So RDS manual randomly is selecting. I'm just checking two. Next, allow any authentication user delivery group, or you can change it. You can add users from here also. Next, add the applications from start menu. I will add the default applications over here. It's a calculator and OSK. This one is snipping tool and PowerShell. Okay. Next. Yes. It's automatically changed the name of the calculator as a calculator. Assign desktop. It's TST1. Okay. Allow. I will add or restrict user letter. Okay. No filter applied. Delivery group name. Finished. And using a single machine catalog in which we had 3 machines, we have created 2 delivery groups. In one, a single server, and in another delivery group we have 2 servers. Okay, so it's creating the delivery group. Now it's created. In the applications, you can see we have created multiple applications. Now the main thing is how we can check load on the Citrix server. In 6.5, we have an option from command line. We put command qform/load, and we will get the load of all Citrix servers. But what in 7.x? Can anyone tell me how to get load of Citrix servers? Hmm? Can anyone see what is the option here? Load index. Select this, click on OK, and this is the load index. Whatever load in the server, you can see. Okay, load index is showing 40. And what is the value of loads? If 10,000 means full load, okay, 10,000, 20,000, 0 to 4 times 9
4 times 9.
is the normal load, 20,000 is license mismatch. Did you read that
Yes,
from anywhere? I have given anything related to that? Hmm?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so as of today is fine, and be prepared for the next week session because everything from Citrix end is done. So know how to work on the studio console